All right, we're going to turn to Ukraine now, where 33 people have been killed across the country following an early morning barrage of missiles fired by Russia. Well, the main children's hospital in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv has been seriously damaged, and at least 10 people have been killed in that strike. Hundreds of people could be seen rushing to clear debris at the pediatric center as parents holding babies walked outside of the facility in a panic, as you can see in these images here. The Ukrainian President Zelensky is vowing to retaliate, saying that Russia fired more than 40 missiles of different types that have damaged other residential and commercial buildings across Ukraine. Well, Moscow has repeatedly denied targeting civilians and civilian infrastructure, although its attacks have killed thousands of civilians since it launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine back in February of 2022. Well, joining us now from Ukraine is Nadiia Koval, the head of research and analysis at the Ukrainian Institute. So, what is going on here? Why is Russia targeting Kyiv right now and during the day, which is very rare?
Actually, Russia has been targeting Kyiv and other cities of Ukraine since February 2022. So cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, they have actually a habit of collecting a certain number of those, like 40, 60, 70, to go through anti-aerial defenses and then conduct very, very hard strikes in multiple places around the country. So the simple answer would be they have just collected enough cruise and ballistic missiles. And another answer would be NATO summit is approaching, and they would like to show some messages that they are still pretty much intended on destroying this country. And finally, they do it because they can, because it's very effective, because one of their tactics is frightening the civilian population, targeting civilians. Actually to instill fear, to provide refugees, and so on and so forth.
Moscow continues to say that it doesn't target civilian infrastructure, that it does not target civilians. But why did we see a children's hospital hit today? Was this a mistake or was this a message?
Actually, since 2022, so many civilian objects have been systematically targeted, starting from hospitals, schools, universities, cultural objects, anything. Like targeting civilian infrastructure is part of Russian warfare. It's part of Russian tactics. Of course, they would always claim that they were not doing that, but actually, this is what they have been done. And actually, the whole amount of civilian infrastructure is skyrocketing, starting with cities who have been just literally reduced to rubble, like Mariupol, Popasna, Bakhmut, and many, many others, mainly in the east of in the city, where the artillery can just wipe those cities to the ground. But in other parts of the country, starting with Kyiv and other big cities, Dnipro and Kryvyi Rih today, they are doing this ballistic and cruise missiles massive attacks just to ruin very, very important civil infrastructure. They have been prioritizing energy infrastructure. Like we had very harsh strikes in April, and today, again, they not only targeted 2 hospitals, but also 3 very big electricity facilities.
Right.
So their aim is very, very clear, to destroy electricity grid, heating before the winter, and so on and so forth. And yes, I'm speaking to you. I don't have electricity for a few hours now. It's very scarce with electricity right now.
Now, from the way that you're seeing the war currently being covered in international media and Western media, the war seems to be on kind of low heat, that it's continuing and there's no clear end in sight here. So what is going to come next? At this point, what is Russia's goal?
Actually, the war has become the war of attrition. And at this point, it's naturally starts to slip away from the attention of international media, because Islam just has become the factor of life. But the idea now is who will persevere and who will finally win in this war. Because unfortunately, as we can see from today's attack, the whole aim of destroying the country, destroying the people, hasn't gone anywhere, and we are still in the middle of the fight, and we are still just trying to persevere when we can, when we have some, missile to entire